Hi, it's me again, your friend, the neighborhood writer mom, here to talk to you about writing while I do mom things. Yes, I am in the same clothes as the last video, but don't worry, it's the same day. I'm not dirty. So, while I sort my girls' laundry, I'm going to be talking to you about character creation, one of my favorite things to do while writing. I'm going to go through my process and how I create a lot of my characters, the little things that help make your characters seem more human to readers, so they're a little bit easier to read, a little bit easier to fall in love with, really. Little things like that. So let's get started. One of the things I really like to do with my character creation is I like to give my characters a song. Just any song, really, that when you hear it, it really resonates with how you believe that character is, like who that character is on the inside, how they act, how they talk. I like to call it the soul song, and it really helps me to get in that character's, not really mindset, but to understand their personality. No, don't do that. With understanding their personality as well, it's not just understanding it, but you can also create it using this as well. This doesn't work for everyone, this is just what works for me. And by no means do you have to go by anything that I'm saying. You need to find what works best with you. But this could just be a good starting off point if you have no idea where to start from. I think one of the best examples I can give for you for this is one of my characters whose soul song I chose to be Growing Pains by Alicia Cara. And it really just fits because this character had to grow up very fast. And so when I just heard that song, it has really resonated with me to put with that character, and throughout the story, whenever I feel like I need to get into that character's mindset, I play that song, and it really helps me to somewhat understand them better, which sounds strange, I know. But as you write, your characters and this world that you create kind of becomes a life of its own, and you're just along for the ride, writing what you see as it happens. You'll see. Something else that's helped me with my character creation inside my stories is dedicating a notebook or journal for just that manuscript or that book or whatever you're writing, depending how long it is. You might just need a piece of paper depending on what you're writing. But on that paper or whatever you're using, you write out, You write out all of the characters that are in your story. You can just start with their name, maybe just some basics, what they look like, hair color, do they have a certain scar, eye color, height, gender, age if you'd like, anything like that. You just get that all on paper, so you just have a list of everybody in your book. Once I have them in there, I like to write the kind of role that they play in my book, maybe give a little brief note of why they're important to keep in my story, just little things that have to inside the book. Depending on the type of book, maybe even write if that person's going to live or die, anything like that. Oh no, a baby's coming. One of the reasons I like to do this is because when I first start writing like a brand new series, book, or whatever, sometimes I forget who a character I made was just because I made them on the fly really fast to fill a role. And so rather than having to go all the way back to my manuscript, whatever I'm writing, I have it right there in a notebook I can go back to. This also helps show you just how many characters you have inside of your book. So you can ask yourself if you have too many. And if the answer is yes, you have way too many characters in this book. A lot of them only served one purpose and then they were never seen again. One of the things I like to do with that is I like to combine those characters, or I take whatever task they did and just give it to somebody else who was far more important for the story. In doing this, you give that person more purpose in the story and make them more essential for it. And depending on what task or anything you're having them complete or do for the story can change their impact on people around them, how the people see them in the story. It all really depends. Are they the ones who gave somebody bad news? Things like that. Ow. Now, you should never feel bad about having to get rid of a character. Let's say they were just this minor side character. You fell really in love with them just from that little minor role that they played. You should never feel bad about having to get rid of one. And I also suggest never just erasing that person from all of your writings like that. That's why I like to keep them in a notebook, because they can always be put into a later work where they can be more important and you can use them, and then you can stay in love with them. They don't have to just disappear. Maybe they just weren't right for the story that you're currently writing. Now, if you're still really stuck, have no idea how to create this first character just to go through your story and do it, one of the little tricks I used to do in my creative writing class when I just had to write something on the fly is I would write myself as the character. You don't use your first name. You can even change your gender, anything like that, how you look, but you just use your own personality, because you know yourself, you know your personality, and you just go along with it and you shape it from there. So let's say you're a quiet person, but the person you're writing needs to be louder. So start with yourself, make them quiet, and then help them find their voice in the work. Yeah, they have your personality, but you just change it up and make it what needs to be there, and then eventually you're going to see that the person you created is no longer you. Now, something to look out for when creating your characters, and that is to make sure that they all have their own unique voice, so that all of your characters aren't sounding exactly the same, like they're all the same person. You want them all to be different from each other. Maybe even going so far as just giving somebody a lisp. Just anything like that. Oh my goodness. Something else to keep in mind as you create your characters, and that is, do not make them completely perfect. Your characters are not Superman. They should have flaws, because all human beings have flaws. It can be that this person's conceited, or this person is selfish, or not just things like that, but can also be this person has a debilitating fear of crowds. Little things like that that really help people connect to your character a little bit more, because they can understand those same things as well. You want your characters to be human. You don't want them to be just one-sided, this is who they are. Unless, of course, you're writing a book where that's how the people in your book are. But otherwise, you want your characters to feel human. So even though this video was pretty short and sweet and to the point, I hope it helped anybody. I hope so. If you have further questions on character creation, or if I just didn't answer the question you had about it, leave it in the comments and I'll try to get it on the next video. Until then, happy writing. Bye!